have conversations with women about hysterectomies.
Uh-huh.
And one of the things that I see that happens is that there may not be any problem. It's just that we're giving them the sales pitch just in case. You'll have a peace of mind. So can you speak to a little bit about what women go through after hysterectomies? Because I feel like that's not shared openly and honestly as it should be.
Well, the interesting thing is, when you have a hysterectomy, they're told to keep their ovaries many times because then their hormones will stay good. And it'll be at least 5 years. And so they come in and it's a year later.
Right.
And they're very symptomatic.
Right.
And they say, but they tell me my ovaries are working well. And all I do is I go, so think about it. You took the biggest blood supply away from your ovaries, and they're going to keep functioning really well for 5 years?
Good point.
I don't think so. And that's really, really sad, because here now they're like, well, they didn't tell me that that would be an issue for at least 5 years. So to sit down with women and talk about why would you do a hysterectomy? So many of them too go in and it's because they're having heavy periods.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can fix your heavy periods by adjusting your hormones with natural hormones.
Right.
Do you want to give that a try instead? Well, that's never been offered to them because they're told they need to be on birth control. That's because birth control. Interesting, when I first started being in medicine many years ago, if you were a smoker, you had to quit birth control at age 35 because of the risk for clots.
I remember that now. Yeah. Right.
And at 8, you could stay on them till 40 if you were a smoker. Then after that, done. No more. Now, guess what?
50, 55 years old on birth control.
It's just continue.
Right.
And so these women, and talking about history, I'm kind of getting off track, but talking about that, they don't even know where their hormones are at. They have no idea what's going on because they're not getting periods, but they don't know and they feel miserable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so why are you taking it? What's the benefit of this? Well, they really don't know. They just have been told to stay on it because, they had heavy periods or they had painful periods or whatever. So they just have continued to stay on it. So that's another thing. So they're offered that. And if then that doesn't work, then, maybe then you want to do a hysterectomy because you've got, the bleeding, all the bleeding issues. There's so many issues with hysterectomies too. So, and then a lot of my women, they get a hysterectomy, but they're told to save their ovaries. And then guess what? Then they have problems with their ovaries 2 to 3 years later. And then they have to go back in and remove those. So, it's just keep asking me questions because it's just kind of like,
and not to mention when they take out the uterus,
mm-hmm.
there's a void the size of your fist in your body. And then things start, like your bladder, start falling apart or falling out.
Well, or not only that, when you remove that, there's a lot of scar tissue and things don't expand like they did. And so then now you're having problems with being intimate, and it just works into lots of issues, just many, many issues. And then the bad thing is they're told that, if you do hormones, all you need is estrogen because you don't have a uterus. So you don't have to worry about ovarian cancer,
right.
or you don't have to worry about uterine cancer. Sorry. So the messages they hear are so mixed. And then they find people like us, and then you got to kind of start from scratch and explain to them why and what. And then this person gets back to be feeling really good and they're so thankful. But their journey isn't the best journey in the world.